Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Sorry. Okay.
Akila, ma'am, go ahead.
Very warm good evening for. Yeah. Thank you, Dinesh sir. Very warm good evening to everyone present here. And as we all know, today we have gathered here for the first session of MFSR, that is the kickoff ceremony of the club activity of journalism and mass communication program of this academic year. And we are kicking off all the ceremony and the activities with the television club this time. And like last time, we had launched the club's activities and everything with the logos and everything, and we were working simultaneously with that. And this time, for a difference and for a change, the entertainment basis, we have planned for a different kind of ceremony. That is, every club will be doing their own competitions and along with the kickoff ceremony of their own in every week. So this is for the students as well as the faculties to learn together in this pandemic situation, and wherein we are not able to see each other, still we are finding it entertaining, and we are thinking creatively to manage all the things very positively. So the television clip, as you all know, Nav Vision has been doing television bulletins, news bulletins last year, and this time we are redefining it a bit, that is news and entertainment channel. So in which there won't be just bulletins, there will be yet another entertainment and infotainment shows which will be conducted and organized by our students only. So that is the new part. So we are redefining everything and we are rebranding logos along with that. So my duty is to welcome everyone, and I welcome all of you to this ceremony now. And especially, first of all, I would like to welcome Ms. Tejal Amin, Chairperson, Board of Management, Navrachna University, to release the launch of the rebranded logos of the club activities this academic year. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening to one and all, and it gives me great pleasure to join this club kickoff ceremony, and it is an honor and a privilege to launch all the logos of the various clubs, the film, the photography, the television, and as well as the various cultural clubs. My best wishes to the School of Journalism and Mass Communication, Navrachna University, and to all the students and our, program head, Dr. Robi, and all our faculty members, new students, as well as our continuing students, to make the most of these clubs, to learn in an enjoyable fashion, to get empowered and competent, and make each club a vibrant club, which will impact not only the School of Journalism and Mass Communication, but the entire university. And we look forward to seeing the talent of our students, the talent of our faculty, and through the entertainment and infotainment, talents of also other students of Navrachna University. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful, wonderful thought. And now I would like to welcome Nilay Yagnik sir, Provost Navrachna University, to launch club activities declared open to the academic year.
Thank you. Thank you, Akila, and congratulations, Dr. Robbie, and the entire journalism team, BA Journalism and Masscom team. Thank you, Mrs. Amin, for joining us today. Thank you, Sandhyabin, for joining us today. My dear students, I think parents are also joining today. So thank you, all of you, for joining this wonderful program. You know, journalism, in my opinion, journalism and mass communication is such an important area to be able to communicate very effectively and correctly, because there's so much of news floating all around the place. And you have to differentiate between the real news and the fake news. And as I mentioned in the inauguration also, when we were, young young, we used to listen to the radio. We were glued to the radio, and we listened to every single news reader on primetime radio, and we would believe what they would say, whether it was a budget analysis or whether it was the 71 conflict that happened, or the railway strike that happened. All those things, those events keep coming to our mind. The same story with television. The news readers would have so much of awe, and we would believe them. We would trust them. We may not trust somebody else, but we would trust a news reader. So that is the kind of responsibility that radio has, that TV has, that print has, that journalism in general has. And this is what journalism and mass communication should, the purpose of journalism and mass communication is this: to be able to not only present the right news, but also to analyze and give an informed opinion to the masses about the particular event that has happened. So there are different ways of communicating: the radio, the TV, print, now the internet, digital. There are so many different ways. And I'm so happy to see the BA Journalism and Mass Communication faculty and students getting together to launch clubs of each different discipline. So whether it's cultural activities, or whether it is radio or TV, print, all these activities, there are different kinds of clubs. Do participate in all these activities, because theory is one thing, but applied theory is what you need to do in your class. So when you do, I used to participate as a youngster, as a student, even though I was in a hardcore engineering kind of area, science and engineering, I love theater, I love music. And, it is these kind of things that brought a different holistic perspective to me. And I could apply those things, I could connect and reconnect between engineering, science, as well as the fine arts. And that is what these clubs will do. It will make a good communicator out of you. It will make a good human out of you also. So I'm so happy, and I congratulate all of you once again. And it is my great pride and privilege to be able to launch this particular event, to launch all the clubs today. So thank you so much, dear students and dear faculty of the BA Journalism program, and my best wishes to you, and keep on going. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, the much awaited time has come that we are hereby showcasing the new news bulletin, the first news bulletin which we have created in this pandemic situation, wherein everybody was at a different place and everybody was working on their own space. And there has been much challenges in doing and producing that properly. But still we came with it, and we are here with the bulletin. And now I welcome Dr. Sandhya Gajjar, trustee, Navrashna Education Society, to play back the Navvision news bulletin of this academic year. Over to you, Sandhya ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So good evening, everybody. And it's a great pleasure to be with all of you on this very important day. I, being a journalist myself, am extremely proud of the way in which the program has now taken off. And I am very, very happy that it is a great mix of theory and praxis, as we call it, because at the end of the day, this is a vocational program, and what you produce is what you are. So I think the way in which this particular event is being organized, and the other programs which will be organized as part of the club activity, are going to be extremely helpful for the students. and will keep the teachers as well on their toes, because you're going to be having to be at par with whatever is happening in the media today. As we are all aware, in today's day and age, media is a controversial and therefore a very exciting field to be in. But we must also know that the media is known as the fourth pillar of democracy, and we have to uphold those old traditions and believe in them and follow them. So I congratulate all of you for this event and the way it has been conceptualized, and I hope it will take all of our teaching forward in a very innovative manner. Thank you very much and welcome all of you.
Yes, Meera, you can play the video now.
Student of final year journalism program. Without further ado, let's start with our top 10 headlines. Law student Milan from 4th year BA LLB scored second position in criminology quiz competition brought by Raksha Shakti University in collaboration with Indian Society of Criminology. Parvaz Virtual Fest was held on 6th and 7th of July by the Department of Journalism.
The School of Journalism and Mass Communication has organized this particular event entirely virtually, a digital program, because that is the way the world is moving.
Navrachna University and NAPSA initiated a national webinar on future of social work on July 9th. Associated actor Professor Jem Merchant gave an online seminar on 24th of July with the career counseling company Career Naksha. 7th edition of annual magazine by Navrachna University was released on 7th of August. Let's move on to the national news. Education Department and Government of Gujarat initiated COVID Kiran mental and emotional well-being helpline number on 5th May by Dr. Pranav Mehta and IAS officer Anju Sharma. No age of study. Palanpur family of parents and a son passed 12th grade exam together. A woman in Patna parts from 3-year-old son to prepare for UPSC exam, scored 90th rank. On 7th August, National Handloom Day was celebrated. Narendra Modi congratulated all the workers by using hashtag Vocal for Handmade to strengthen the efforts of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
साथियों, 7 अगस्त को नेशनल हैंडलूम डे है। भारत का हैंडलूम, हमारा हैंडीक्राफ्ट अपने आप में सैकड़ों वर्षों का गौरवमय इतिहास समेटे हुए है। हम सभी का प्रयास होना चाहिए कि न सिर्फ भारतीय हैंडलूम और हैंडीक्राफ्ट का ज्यादा से ज्यादा उपयोग करें, बल्कि इसके बारे में हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को बताना भी चाहिए। भारत का हैंडलूम और हैंडीक्राफ्ट कितना रिच है, इसमें कितनी विविधता है, ये दुनिया जितना ज्यादा जानेगी उतना ही हमारे लोकल कारीगरों और बुनकरों को लाभ होगा।
120 traffic signals are made in Mumbai Dadar to promote female pedestrians. It is initiated by JMC to promote gender equality.
In a first-of-its-kind initiative, traffic signals across 13 junctions in Mumbai will feature female pedestrians in traffic signal lights. These include 120 traffic lights between Dadar and Mahim. Part of a BMC initiative called Culture Spine Project in Mumbai, the move aims to promote gender equality.
World International Breastfeeding Week is going on from 1st to 7th of August. This year the theme is Support Breastfeeding for a Healthy Planet. to bring the health and welfare of babies and to promote women access to skilled breastfeeding. All this is initiated by World Health Organization and Breastfeeding Promotion Network of India. Raksha Bandhan with trees. Students in the city of Vadodara celebrated Raksha Bandhan this year very differently and uniquely with mother environment. Around 200 students tie Rakhi to the plants at their houses and give promise to safeguard them.
आज रक्षाबंधन का त्योहार है। आज एक बहन अपने भाई को राखी बांधती है और एक भाई प्रण लेता है वह अपनी बहन की रक्षा करेगा। और इसी तरीके से मैं आज इस पेड़ को राखी बांधूंगी क्योंकि यह पेड़ किसी की भी राखी के बिना पूरी दुनिया की रक्षा करता है। आप लोग भी मेरी ही तरह इस कोई भी पेड़ को राखी बांधें।
All this was heard by Tar Pandya and Anjali Mahajan, the principal of Sant Kabir School. As due to the pandemic, health security of the students were taken care of as well as the environment. On 8 July evening, Navratna University celebrated its foundation day with completion of 11 years of its remarkable service towards the society. In the presence of Chairperson Mrs. Tejal Amin and Provost Nillai Yajnik. The chief guest was Santosh Desai, CEO and MD of Future Brand Limited. With this, he is an author and a columnist.
Congratulations to everyone on the 11th Foundation Day of Navratna University. I can see that in a very short period of time, the university has come a very long way and is doing very impressive range of activities. And I particularly warm to the idea of a multidisciplinary kind of an approach with a social conscience.
Launch of Navratna University Center of Heritage. It is a mark of gift to the education center and landscape to the beloved city of Vadodara.
Ms. Tejal Amin and Ms. Santosh Desai to open the center. And you have to say a yes. So, Ms. Tejal Amin, do I have your permission to open the center?
Yes.
Mr. Santosh Desai, do I have your permission to open the center?
Yes.
Great. So, the center is now declared open.
Oh, lovely.
So, this is the drawing of one of the iconic buildings of Baroda, designed by Robert Chisholm, a British architect hired by the Prince. At that time, the whole idea of social reform was very important. And this is presently the arts faculty of MS University. And we thought it's only apt to use a drawing that has been done by my colleague, use this drawing as a symbol of this center. So thank you, everyone. And we hope to do great things out here. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Best wishes to you and all the faculty, your team at SEDA.
Right.
I'm sure that this center will bring together not only students of Navratna University, but academicians across the country and from overseas over time to study heritage, to conserve it, to learn from it and move forward.
Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot.
All this was celebrated on Zoom due to the pandemic. Around 87 online webinars were conducted by Navratna University Center for Professional Education from 17th of April to the till date. Several topics and faculties were involved for organizing these webinars. This has also been uploaded on YouTube for the further references. The Global Virtual Design Program driven by SEDA is one of an example. Faculty also actively participated with the education innovation of Navratna University. With this, we come to an end of our news bulletin. Hope you all are safe in your house. Pray for the unwell and who are suffering. Thank you so much for being with us. This is me, Muskan Sharma, signing off. Stay connected, be updated.
So that was our news bulletin, which we created in a very short period of time. And now I'm giving the mic over to Meera where our chief guests are here, Mr. Manan Desai and Zarsak Wadia. So over to you, all of you, to have a glance of what is going to happen in the content creation part of the Nav Vision in the coming days. Over to you, Meera.
Hi everybody, my name is Meera Eda and thank you so much for joining us today. It's an honor. He was a part. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hi guys, my name is Meera Eda and thank you so much for joining in today. We have two very special guests for our guest lectures today. One of them is Manan Desai and he is the co-founder of Comedy Factory and he was also present last year in our inauguration ceremony of our clubs. He was there to inaugurate one of the clubs and this time we thought why not invite him to, you know, have a conversation with us and let us learn from him as well because he has been doing a great job in content creation and communicating with the people through social media and various platforms of media. So thank you so much, Manan, for joining us today and we really look forward to learning from you. Over to you, Manan.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Meera, for that introduction. Hello, everybody. My name is Manan Desai, and I'm really happy to be here. Hello, Tejal ma'am. How are you? Good to see you.
Very good.
Hitar sir, કેમ છો? બધાને મજામાં? બધાને જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ, બધાને જય હિન્દ ને જે પણ બધા greetings પાઠવવાના છે પાઠવી દઉં છું. Acha, do you want me to keep this in English or Hindi or Gujarati? What is more preferable language? I will speak in that. Tejal ma'am, આપને શું લાગે છે? Should I keep this in English?
Mixture Hindi and English.
સારું, થોડું Chinese
અને થોડું ગુજરાતી બી ચાલશે because we probably have students who are not entirely Gujarati speaking.
So I'll keep the entire session in Chinese. Is that fine?
Why not Greek or Latin then?
Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to talk about something which I have been implementing. It's called logout. Kanke, it's very important for us to log out these days. The problem is that we are always logged in. We are always wired in. I still remember the first time I saw this movie called The Matrix, wherein it's a hypothetical situation that we are all living in a simulation. I believe it's true. Now, I think you, me, and everybody in this Zoom session is right now in a simulation. અને આપણને ખબર નથી કે આપણે શું કરી રહ્યા છે. પણ હું આ થોડુંક up top મેં તમને સમજાવી દીધું what I wanted to speak about. I will get into the details now. First of all, I've been in the field of content creation since a long time, and it has been about I was a radio jockey since 2007, and then I quit radio in about 2014. And since then, I have a company called the Comedy Factory, which is now also a private limited. And I have a record label called Gunjan Records, as I have now ventured into music as well. And content creation has been a very integral part of my life. Every artist has a story to tell. I think all of us in this web seminar, all of us are creative one way or the other. But having an artistic talent is something that will only happen once we enhance our creativity. What we see on TikTok, what we see on Reels, on Instagram, a lot of people making videos, everybody has creativity. Like social media pe jitne bhi log hai, sabke paas creativity hai. But to express something artistically in a very nice manner, it takes a lot of intelligence at the same point of time, a lot of common sense. The thing is that a lot of people are now mixing artist and an influencer. You know, the influencer model now. Everybody wants to be an influencer these days in content creation. Hello guys, My life is very amazing. હું સવારના પોરમાં ઉઠીને મેકઅપ કરીને મસ્ત ફોટોગ્રાફ્સ ખેંચીશ કારણ કે મને લાઇક્સ જોઈએ છે. That's what life has come to now. We have been looking out for external validation through social media. And a bhau toxic. It's very toxic if you look at it from a bird's eye point of view. That all of a sudden we are not listening to our parents, we are not listening to our environment, we are not listening to our friends whom we have grown up with, and we just believe everything that has been thrown at us on internet. Recently, what I have done is, just for the heck of it, I have downloaded this application called 21 Days Challenge. In that application, uh, they throw challenges at you. Okay, Aje, you have to unfollow all the unnecessary social media accounts. Today, you don't have to touch your phone before 1 hour of going to sleep. So they are very interesting challenges that they are throwing at you. I think that is an application that you guys should download. It is plain and simple 21 days challenge. Don't worry, the creators are not my friends, and this is not a paid promotion whatsoever. I'm just saying this because I've been following it since quite some time now, and it has been really helping me. The thing is that content creation earlier was more about creating something out of the scratch, and it was more about it was more about production value, adding stories and casting and lighting, and it was proper. You remember those days, right? When AIB was there, when TVF was there, when EIC was there, all the big comedy collectives of India were there. And now content creation is nothing but scratch. It's like just going live and saying anything that comes to your mind. That is not content creation per se. I don't think that live streaming is definitely a different form of entertainment. For sure, it is entertainment. I'm not denying that, but it is not content creation. I think that it's far away from content creation. Uh, and I think now, because Mark Zuckerberg did the most Gujarati thing, he made an entire platform based on a Gujarati thing called Panchat. So Panchat is what everybody wants, right? Everybody wants to know what is going on in others' life. Big Boss के TRP ratings इसलिए कम हो रहे हैं because now entire internet has become Big Boss, and people have started vlogging. Like, people are vlogging anything. They do not have any privacy left whatsoever, and that is becoming very difficult. The matter of privacy is a crucial point in anybody's life. People vlog whatever little things are going on in their life, and they think, like, Flying Beast is one of the biggest vloggers in India. There is Tanmay Bhatt who vlogs. There are different people, different vloggers, Mumbaikar Nikhil who vlog. And I don't know what do we gain out of these vlogs. Definitely they are a form of entertainment, to know ke, I mean, it's ridiculous just to wake up every morning and just think કે આજે મુંબઈકર નિખિલે શું કર્યું છે, મારે જોવું છે. એ આજે કેટલી વાર બાથરૂમ ગયો, આજે કેટલી વાર એને શું શોપિંગ કર્યું, એ બાઇક પર કેટલી ક્યાં ગયો, દૂધ લેવા ગયો એ પોતાની હાર્લી ડેવિડસન પર. That is not what I want to know. That doesn't add benefit to my life. I personally feel what I've figured out, and this is my personal opinion, and that's the thing about personal opinion. You might not agree to it. I mean, there is no such thing as absolute opinion on internet these days. What I feel is that you have to look at from a legal perspective. सबके moral compass अलग होते हैं. किसी को ऐसा लगता है कि गाली बोलना ठीक है, किसी को ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं है. पर legally क्या सही है, क्या गलत है, you have to live by the law of the land, and that's why you have to trust the law of the land. And that's the legalities of the law of the land should decide what is right and what is wrong in content creation. And when I was looking at all of this, I realized at a point of time कि मैं जितना भी content internet पे देख रहा हूँ, 80 to 90% of that content is not adding any benefit or anything in my life. I'm not even gaining knowledge out of it. And that's what it is. It is keeping us constantly engaged. You know, we are just scrolling into a limbo. We're just scrolling. And then now even Instagram says सामने से कि you have reached પતી ગયું આજનું તમારું કોટા, હજુ શું કરો છો તમે સ્ક્રોલ કરીને, પતી ગયું, હજુ કેટલું સ્ક્રોલ કરવું છે. Like, Instagram सामने से बोल रहा है तुम्हें, फिर भी तुम scroll कर रहे हो. So that is where we have reached at this point in time, that we are scrolling into oblivion. And I don't know, this is my personal perspective. I don't know how many of you are facing these problems wherein you're just looking at things, and like literally when I was at a point of time, I am writing ha 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 ha, approximately 36 ha-has. And when you look at my face is not going ha 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 ha. My face is like this. That's my actual expression. And I'm expressing something way exaggerated than what I am actually feeling at this point in time. And that's a very difficult space to be in, which we don't realize at this point in time. I still remember seeing one of the kids. He was 16 years old or something. He was holding this placard, and the placard said that stand-up comedy in India is Hindu phobic. And I'm like, how did this kid come to this? How did he derive this? Because when I was 16, I was figuring out કે આજે સાંજે સાયબર કેફેમાં જે મારે 1 કલાક સર્ફિંગ કરવાનું છે એના 25 રૂપિયા હું ક્યાંથી લાવીશ. And how is this 16-year-old able to figure out that something like this is there in the world at this point in time? And that's where my next point is coming in, that whatever we see in the media right now, I mean, hats off to the news anchor. I just saw the news, and that is how news should be presented. When I used to watch news on Doordarshan, I used to feel ये क्या boring way है of telling the news. But when I see the news channels these days, I feel that Doordarshan is the best news channel ever. Like, that is how news should be reported, without any bias, without any emotional bias, even in your voice. That is how you should convey news to the people. And that's what I liked about the session right now. Right when I logged in at around 5 o'clock and 25 minutes, and I saw the 5-7 minutes of the news which was going on, it was very beautifully done. People think that it's boring, it's monotonous to say news like this. People will not watch it. The big news channels, they feel so, right? I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about big news channels ke thoda tadka chahiye, thoda masala chahiye. So now people have literally shifted from Saas Bahu channels to news channels, because there is more entertainment on news channels. But news channels are not supposed to be entertainment. They are supposed to be information. They are supposed to tell you things which you should know about, which affects your lives directly or indirectly. And we have reached to a point wherein news channels are getting more TRPs than your Star TVs and Sony TVs of the world. You know which all people I'm talking about, and their presentation styles, and and that's what I would like to tell you, is that a lot of things that are thrown at you when you are going through different content, different things on the internet. What I personally felt, and this is all coming out of personal experience, like 6 months ago, when I was consuming way too much from the comedy field, I realized that I'm having a very one-track mind. Like, teachers used to tell us, and they still tell us, that you are known by the company you keep. And that is very important. The same application should be on your social media also. You are known by the people you follow. Because the kind of people you follow, you will be influenced by that kind of thought process. And that is very, like, you feel that social media has given you the power to have an opinion. Everybody today is strongly opinionated. Like, it's very weird when I see Instagram of different people, and people give a lot of thought process behind those captions. When I upload an Instagram photograph, everybody thinks कि फोटो में कौन सा फिल्टर लगाना है जिससे मेरी त्वचा अच्छी लगे. मुझे सोचना है कि मुझे कौन सा कैप्शन डालना है जिससे मुझे ज्यादा likes मिले. And these are the captions. Like, today only my wife uploaded a photograph, and the caption said that removing the Monday blues by wearing red. I was like, wow, that's original. Like, you could have kept a simple caption like KV Laguchu. That's it. That's આ બધું શું કરવાની શું જરૂર છે આટલી બધી? And that's what the compulsion has internet has posed on us. Like, I don't understand the people who write in their bios on Instagram, and I've seen this: first cry on 21st October. Like, that's how they tell the world ke mari birthday 21મી October છે. First cry on 21st October. But what about the people who have been crying because of you in this world? What about them? આવી કેપ્શન લખવાની કઈ જરૂર છે તમારે? આવા બાયોસ લખવાની જરૂર છે? Just keep it plain and simple. Sometimes simplicity is the key. You do not need to be this compulsion of being creativity all the time is what is it is what is exactly killing creativity. People feel that मुझे इंटरनेट पे, मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे, मैं फेसबुक पे हर रोज कॉमेडी कंज्यूम करता हूँ, इसलिए मुझे कॉमेडी आती है. No, you can have a good sense of humor, but you can't understand comedy. People feel that they can judge comedy. I mean, a lot of people come up to me and they tell me, Banan, why do you joke about Gujaratis? You should not joke about Gujaratis. You should joke about Punjabis. I'm like, do you see any illogical sense in your statement? Like, how ridiculous is that? And this has happened to me in real life. People will not be offended. The thing is overall in content creation, वो मेरा थर्ड पॉइंट है. थर्ड पॉइंट में मैं आऊँ उससे पहले मैं सेकंड पॉइंट कंप्लीट कर देता हूँ. Is that whatever is being thrown at you on the internet, on your news, on your feed, just cross check it. Just double check all of the things, because what is happening with Sushant Singh Rajput's entire episode, it's very tiresome. It's extreme. It's going anywhere and everywhere. Like, even my Kambali Bai is now convinced that Sushant Singh Rajput was murdered. Like, even she's telling me, "Bo khoto thayo, ha? Sushant સાથે આવું તો ખોટું થયું." That is not the point. The thing is that you have to trust your police, you have to trust the government, you have to trust all the authorities to take care of that thing. Obviously, हमको जो pressure डालना था, वो हमने डाल दिया from social media. जो social media trial बोलते हैं या media trial बोलते हैं, वो कर दिया. पर अभी उसको stretch किया जा रहा है. And that's what it is, guys. We have to focus on important things. I'm not saying that Sushant Singh Rajput's death or his suicide is not important. It is definitely important. I think mental health is the most important thing right now during this pandemic, and we have to talk about it. But unfortunately, baat puri chali gayi hai from mental health to now it is being called a conspiracy theory of a murder of a ex-evil girlfriend or whatever it is. I'm not following it. I have stopped following it because I had 3 news applications on my phone, and every second notification was about this entire episode. What we really need to focus on is the social distancing, is the pandemic which is going on. What are the updates on the vaccines that different countries are trying to implement and trying? They are on the third phase of the trial. Right now, the Chinese vaccine is in the third phase of the trial. That's what you want to know. That's what gaining knowledge is all about. Let the law, let the people who are responsible for it do those things, and we have to trust them. But all of these things, like whatever is happening in the last 2-3 months on the news channel, it's just the diversion from the real topics, from the real subjects. I think that we need to focus more on what is being implemented in the education sector, what is happening to students, what is happening regarding the entire pandemic, our healthcare system, regarding the increasing prices, regarding the economy. Those are the important questions which affects us directly, and not an actor, a celebrated actor whose conspiracy theory is. I personally feel, if you ask me, my opinion is it's a plain and simple suicide, right? But because in Indian culture, mental health is not being spoken about, we have very smartly diverted the entire thing because it does not fit in our cultural context. And that's why it was such a great thing. I was so happy that finally this country will talk about and address and spread awareness about mental health. But it completely shifted to something else. No matter how many proofs you show me right now, I'm still not ready to believe it, because that's what news does these days. You have to, whatever is being thrown at you from any angle, from any perspective, on the internet, on your social media, and your WhatsApp Even my mom is throwing these things at me. My mom sends me 10 WhatsApp messages. Out of those 10 WhatsApp messages, 5 messages are from a political party. And it is bizarre. You don't have to form your opinions from the opinions that you read on the internet. You have to form your opinions based on logic, based on common sense, based on the things that are legal and not legal, based on ethical things. You can't, we are emotional human beings. You can't always draw your opinions and conclusions based on emotions, because that's what the entire country is doing right now, including the news channels. Because once you keep emotions as as the front seat driver kind of a thing, if your emotions are driving the entire thing, then logic and common sense, and with logic and common sense there will be growth also, which will be given the back seat, and that's a problem. So yeah, just don't believe every, no matter how hard the proofs are that you read on the internet, do not believe them. Always take a little time to research those things. I personally feel there are so many things which people do not research. Like, it all started from that message, which we got on WhatsApp few years ago, in which they said that UNESCO has announced Jana Gana Mana as the best national anthem in the world, which we know was not true. But now we get those messages, at least 10 to 15 such fake messages float on WhatsApp, and we never cross check it. We just form our opinions based on headlines. And that is the most bizarre thing and the most toxic thing that you can do. Do not form your opinions based on headlines. Get, if you are, if that, and before I close the second point, you have a limited amount of cares to give. Now I'm saying this cares because this is a formal platform, so I can't use certain words. You have limited amount of cares to give, right? And you can't give care all the time to everything. Like, a lot of people ask me, okay, Manan, why don't you react on all the things, all the negative things that are going on? So if I react about, let's say, સ્ટેશનનું ગરનાળું ભરાઈ ગયું છે વરસાદના કારણે, so I'll react on that. અરે યાર, સ્ટેશનનું ગરનાળું ભરાઈ ગયું ફરીથી. What the hell? What is going on? And then there is some comment in the comment section which will say, where were you when બીજું ગરનાળું ભરાઈ ગયેલું? I'm like, why is that a question right now? My concern is that ગરનાળું. મારું question અત્યારે છે સ્ટેશનનું ગરનાળું. તો તું છે તે અત્યારે પેલું એલેમ્બિકના ગરનાળાની કેમ વાત કરે છે? Why are you talking about the પંડ્યા બીચ ગરનાળું right now? હું અત્યારે આરસીદત્ત રોડના ગરનાળાની વાત કરું છું ને. કે ના, તું ક્યાં હતો જ્યારે પેલું પંડ્યા બ્રિજનું ગરનાળું ભરાઈ જતું હતું? ત્યારે તું ક્યાં હતો? So this entire thing about whataboutism will always go on. Whenever I give an example of, let's say, an XYZ political party, people will say, but what about this political party? Whenever I talk about an XYZ controversy, but what about the controversy which happened before your birth, when you were not born and you don't know much about it? Obviously, I will react to the things which I am knowledgeable about, which I know of. So yeah, you have to give care to limited things. It's not necessary that you will care about everything and anything. And as students, I was always compelled, I always wanted to, sort of give a care about everything. But I can't. It's impossible. So you have to be very practical, and you have to understand that you have to give care to the things which you feel are important. And there will be other people who will give care to the things which you don't care about. And that's how the world will work. It's not necessary that you give a care all the time. And the last point which I wanted to make was about the point which I was discussing, is that a lot of people are very hateful these days. If you've seen content creation over a period of time, and I believe a lot of people watch in this group, a lot of you watch videos of Kari Minati, of Hindustani Bhav, or of different roasting channels. Nowadays it's a trend. It's people are getting into YouTubing. A lot of you might aspire to become a YouTuber one day. And as you can see that पूरा जो अभी entertainment का format है, I call it hatertainment. I call it the haternomics. That's what we are moving to, as far as we are showing very less compassion. We are showing very less kindness these days because of the entire pandemic situation and whatever is going around in our environment, in our ecosystem. We are kind of going sour at this point in time, and that's very, very problematic if you look at it from a bird's eye point of view. um like Carrie Minati is right now the biggest individual YouTuber from India. And initially he was a great guy. I know him personally, and we keep talking at least twice or thrice a year. And that's what I've been telling him since the past 2-3 times, is that abhi zyada ho raha hai. Because what is happening is that um, even I am, and that's the entire reason why I am also scared to become famous. Because fame, to become famous or to become popular, is very easy with the kind of facilities that we have today. But to sustain that fame, and with that fame comes a lot of responsibility. What is happening with Hindustani Bhau, or what is happening with Carrie Minati, who's just a 21-year-old kid, it is nerve wracking for me. Like, if I knew that I have 24.4 million followers on YouTube, that's like having a religion of my own. And with that comes a lot of responsibility. When you are saying something online or in public, people do not understand that you need to have some sort of accountability whenever you are putting an opinion online. You need to do proper research. You can't just say what is coming to your mind at the top of your head. You will just be like, hey man, this is what I feel, this is what I feel, this is what I feel. And you are like, hey man, and there will be people who will always support you. That's the thing about human psyche, that no matter what crap you speak online, there will be still people who will come and support you and tell you, hey man, great job, that's amazing. Like, let's, for example, take an example of Hindustani Bhau. I don't know how many of you have seen that video, but I had edited that video, and there were certain things that I spoke to him. And this was one of the things that I spoke to him, because it was not the topic of nationalism. That's why I never kept that conversation as a part of that video that I released, a 44-minute video on my YouTube channel. I don't know if you have seen it or not. But just to give you a context, I had a very healthy discussion with Hindustani Bhau about his content creating ways and the things that he's doing. So I told him that, the way that you look at your content creation, he thinks that he is a Deshbhakt. He thinks that, and he is a Deshbhakt. I personally feel that he's a patriot. He really helps a lot of needy people. He really does good things. But the way he does it is questionable. Of course, it is questionable. Um, and that's where my point is, that sometimes a lot of people criticize other comedians or other content creators for criticizing India, or things that are happening in India. So for example, if me as an Indian citizen, and I'm a proud Indian citizen, um, if I criticize something related to the state government or the national or the center government, it does not mean that I hate my country or I hate that political party. It just means that I really, really want to, question or criticize. Maybe, so for example, a lot of people say that Kunal Kamra is an anti-national. He's anti-political party or anti-government or whatever you call him. But I feel that uska desh prem dikhane ka tarika alag hai. When you don't, so comedians, we are just, हम लोग वंशज है from Birbals and Tenali Raman. हमारा आज की तारीख में comedians are the Birbals and Tenali Ramans of the contemporary era. राजा को बताना कि उनकी गलतियां क्या है, वो हमारा काम होता है. If you look at any country in the world, all the comedians are always, you will feel that comedians left leaning क्यों होते हैं? No, it's not like that. it's only and only because we like to question a lot of things that are wrong in the society, and that's what we need to do. It's not bad to question authority. It's not bad to question if something is wrong. And that's what all of us should understand, that constructive criticism or active participation in certain things is completely fine. But I'm going a little off topic right now. I'll just conclude this conversation now in the next 2 minutes, because we have other things lined up and I'm really looking forward to that as well. um, we really feel that, um, as creative people, as people who are inclined towards mass communication and journalism and other things that are happening in the entertainment field, we are at a time wherein there are a lot of things that are there to consume. At a point of time, everybody used to watch Doordarshan, but now when you go to an apartment, and if you go to the top floor, there is somebody who's watching Netflix. If you go to the sixth floor, there is somebody who's watching Sub TV. If you go on the third floor, there is somebody watching Doordarshan. So पहले सब लोग दूरदर्शन ही देखते थे, पर अब सबका टेस्ट अलग हो गया है. Everybody is now finding their own voice, the things that they can relate to, they can resemble to. पहले क्या होता था कि हम जो आकाशवाणी पे सुनाई देता था वही सुनते थे, and that's why we love a Kishore Kumar, we love a Mohammed Rafi, or we love Lata Mangeshkar, because those were the only options. But now you have millions of Lata Mangeshkar and millions of Kishore Kumars. I mean, they are not at par at Kishore Kumar and Lata Mangeshkar, is only because now there is way more consumption than what it was earlier. If I feel that there is a Kishore Kumar right now, a singer who is as good at Kishore Kumar or better than Kishore Kumar, but he has not seen the light of the day, because at the end of the day, it's also half of it is about luck and half of it is also about the kind of hustle that you do in your life. So that's what it is. That पहले क्या था कि म्यूजिक को हम आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते थे, that this is classical music, this is metal, this is heavy metal, this is alternative rock, this is pop, this is hip hop, this is rap. And that's how we need to identify uh, content as a whole. Whenever you watch content or consume content, there is some things you will not like, there is some things you won't like there are a lot of comedians that I watch and I'm like, ये क्या बकवास जोक थी, ये क्या फालतू जोक थी, ये जोक की जरूरत ही नहीं थी. I might disagree to that, but I won't go online next day and post a blog about it and say that comedian is anti-national or anti-religion or whatever. That's how it works. That uh, I personally feel that whatever you do in life, in this field, whenever you choose a proper thing, that you want to do this for the rest of your life, and that should be something special. Like um, when there have been always different social media platforms. There was an Orkut, there was a MySpace, but why did Facebook work? And that's the thing. If you want to do something uniquely, because of internet, social media, you will always feel uh, compelled to copy. कि हाँ अभी मार्केट में ये चल रहा है तो मैं ये कुछ ऐसा ट्राई करता हूँ या करती हूँ, और बाद में हम वही चीज करते हैं, बट इट इज ऑलरेडी देयर इन द मार्केट. Like for example, if you want to vlog, you will be like, hey man, मुंबई कर निखिल और फ्लाइंग बीस्ट इनके व्लॉग्स बहुत चल रहे हैं अभी, तो मैं उनके जैसा थोड़ा ट्राई करता हूँ. नहीं, you have to find your own voice, and that's what it is. In any creative field, you have to find your voice. I'm yet to find my voice. I'm still exploring my voice. I feel that a lot of artists feel that मैं एक साल में मैं मेरा voice ढूंढ लेता हूँ या ढूंढ लेती हूँ. No, sometimes it might take 10 years or 20 years to find your voice, the voice that you would like to tell to people and express yourself in that particular voice. And when you are comfortable with that voice, and when people are comfortable as an audience with that voice, is the time when you will really start having that following. And as I said, in the Carrie Minati case, in Hindustani Bhau case, that a lot of people will follow you once you have established yourself as an artist or as a content creator, and with that comes a lot of accountability. मैं अभी 33 years का हूँ, मेरे में अभी पूरा wisdom नहीं आया. I'm still gaining. I do not have wisdom to talk about certain topics, and I won't touch those topics because sometimes as a young person, I still remember back in 2012, 11 when I used to when I just started off doing comedy, I used to joke about a lot of irrelevant things, a lot of you could say ashleel things, or I used to talk about politics and religion and stuff like that back in 2012, 13 and 14. But then I realized that I do not have that wisdom or that knowledge. I am very ignorant in these topics to joke about them, let alone be talk about them. Oh, sorry, the other way around. मैं बात भी नहीं कर सकता था, फिर भी मैं उनके बारे में जोक करता था. And that's what it is, that you need to understand each and everything, each and every opinion that you are forming after knowing in-depth knowledge about it, and then only speak up or joke about it or share any sort of knowledge about it. In conclusion, I think just try to find your voice in whatever you are doing, and when you find that voice, like I tell Zakir a lot of times, he's a good friend, Zakir Khan, and I tell him that he's the only comedian at this point in time who is closest to his voice. And when the artist is closest to his voice is the time he really becomes popular and really get a following. And that's what it is. You have to find your voice. What is that one thing that you want to say or do through your storytelling? Because all artists are in a way a storyteller. Let it be a painter, let it be a comedian, let it be a poet, let it be a filmmaker. Everybody is a storyteller as an artist. And as an artist, when you are a storyteller, you have to find that voice within you, which will actually set you apart from others. It can't be something that is already. If you are into wealth creation, if you just want to earn big bucks, then you can just copy whatever is going on in the market. But if you really want to make your soul happy, make yourself happy, then I personally feel that you should find that voice within you. And that's about it from my side. Thank you guys. Thank you so very much for that wonderful session. Thank you for listening, and over to you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, Tejal ma'am. તમારો વોઇસ મ્યુટ છે, પણ તમારી તાળી મને સંભળાઈ ગઈ મગજમાં. Thank you. Over to Meera or somebody else. Are we done? How much should are you guys waiting? Should I take questions?
Thank you, Manan, for the wonderful talk you have given about content creation, and you have covered almost all the areas of content creation, comedy, and everything. Thank you very much for that. And I think almost everybody in the list and the students, everybody is into social media and everything rather than television and other things, and they are into blogging and creating social media sites and everything. Yeah. So it was a very wonderful talk on this current scenario also. Okay, Meera, I think our next guest is here. So, Meera, you can take over. Dinesh sir, can you please unmute Meera?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah, can somebody tell me if Zoxis is here already? Dinesh sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Zoxis is already in.
What's the name?
Zoxis.
Zoxis. No, I don't think so.
Let me just check one.
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah, he's
Zoxis. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll start. I'm just waiting for Zoxis to connect.
Please connect your microphone, sir. So, please connect your microphone. Yeah. And unmute from your side, sir.
Zoxis, you have to unmute yourself.
Oh, she disconnected microphone. Please connect the microphone once again. The microphone option is available on the left hand side bottom corner. If you click on that, it will give you option called connect via computer audio or mobile device. So microphone is still not connected.
Maybe you can join in again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Great. Is there some kind of an audio lag by any chance?
No.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, okay, I'll start.
Can you put on your video webcam, please?
Can I what?
Yeah, can you put on your webcam possible?
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, okay, 1 second. I got you. What's happening? Hold on. It's set up on my laptop, and then it just happens that my laptop mic isn't working. So now it's over here.
Perfect, we got you.
Yep. Better?
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't hear you guys in my head. 1 second.
Yeah, can you hear us now?
I guess. I mean, I don't have to hear you much. You guys have to hear me, so it's
Yeah,
okay. Right?
yeah. Okay, I'll start. So guys, Manan, thank you so much for joining us. We as students really enjoyed your talk, and I'm sure all of us from all the three years we could learn a lot from you. Now we have a very special guest again, Mr. Zoxis Wadia, and he's a VJ. He has worked with quite a lot of television brands. I have personally known him because he was hosting one of my shows on MTV. So that's how I finally managed to got him here. I am sure I heard his talks one, and I really enjoyed it. So I really hope that all of us can enjoy today and learn from him as well. So thank you so much, Zoxis, for joining us. And I really hope that you enjoy talking and interacting with us. Over to you, Zoxis.
Thank you. Absolutely love talking to people. Right now, I have been caught unaware, much like my career choices, because I decided to be on the laptop, but the laptop's not detecting it. So I'm trying to get a good angle with the phone. But now that I am here, I can finally see this. Hi, I'm hoping everyone's doing well. Most of you, I'm hoping, are staying at home and are safe. I'm at home. I look like I'm wearing a nice t-shirt, but mostly I'm just wearing boxers below this. So you don't need to know that. But good information to start with. I was actually working on a show sitting at home right now. This is damn weird. I have never done a talk like this where I can't see the people that I'm talking to. So it's mostly me talking to myself. I'm seeing two versions of me. Jesus. This is, oh God. Okay, I'm a little awkward. Can I see the faces of other people, or is everyone else on mute? Everyone else is on mute. So okay, fine. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Christ. Okay, I'm not even Christian. I don't know why I'm saying Jesus and Christ, but right now this is overwhelming. Just seeing myself on camera constantly, this is very awkward. Okay, so I spent almost 5 minutes of just getting used to this. Gonna try and not look at the screen because I'm seeing myself. Yes, this is surprising because you would probably think that I'm actually used to seeing myself. Well, yes, I am used to seeing myself on TV and on the internet, but when you're talking and you're seeing yourself talking, it's almost like a doppelganger talking back at you. And I am just nervously rambling right now. Well, let's just start with my life. So I'm 31 years old. I'm ancient almost, but I'm still here. I'm still relevant somewhat, and that's the main key with being in media, right? You got to be relevant. You got to be um, up to speed with what's going on. And currently, what's going on is this: coronavirus has taken over our lives. It has taken over the way we know what live talks are. I mean, God, I'm talking to my phone right now. This could might as well be a vlog. I'm hoping you're recording. Yeah, you guys are recording this, so great. I can take this later. But yeah, primarily I started off doing BCom. I mean, even before that, I was a child who wanted to be an astronaut. I mean, most of you guys here, I'm going to imagine an audience in front of me. I'm asking you how many of you wanted to be an astronaut as a child, and many of you are putting your hands up because space is a fascination for almost everyone. And as I grew up, I realized that to be an astronaut, you need to know how to calculate numbers and do science and do maths. And maths was enough to put me off and say, like, screw it. You know what? I'm not going to be a pilot. I cannot study for science and maths. So I let that go. And then I was like, you know what? Not there. I'll come here. So I was like, I'll become a pilot. At some point, as life went ahead, it gave me a rude shock. And apparently, you need science and maths for even being a pilot. So that crashed too. And I was like, you know what? I'll be a flight purser. I'll be like one of those air hosts who will serve and stuff, but I'll get to travel. The primary thing was that I wanted to fly and travel a lot. Well, I almost did pursue that, and I was like, okay, let's go ahead with it. I was going to join a travel and tourism PG, I mean, an advanced diploma in my college. But my college also offered an advanced diploma in advertising. And I was just sitting with my friends once when I was giving the entrance exam for both, and they were like, "Why do you want to why do you want to go to the travel industry? Why do you want to be in airline?" Because I was like, "I want to travel. I want to travel for free and get paid for it." Someone said, like, "You seem like a creative guy. You seem like a person who can think. So why are you like not aiming higher?" And I was like, I mean, I did aim higher. I wanted to fly the plane. But they're like, no, no, not that kind of high. Why don't you try and aim for doing something where you make enough money and you can travel whenever you want to, wherever you want to? And I was like, did not think about that. So I got into both advertising and the travel and tourism PG diploma. Not PG, sorry. It was a parallel advanced diploma. And I picked advertising because I was like, you know what, it makes more sense to travel at my comfort when I feel like traveling. And so I did that. And after that, I got into an internship. I went into a digital gaming advertising company called Zipac. You guys might not even know of it. It's a very long time ago. Um, that's where I learned all about digital advertising because college did not teach Jack about digital advertising because at that time it was nothing. It was very nascent. Like websites were happening and Facebook had just come out and social media was starting to improve and increase. But it wasn't the boom that we see right now where everyone's on social media. Like there was no Instagram at that time. Facebook just came. Orkut was dying out at that point of time. Yes, Orkut. There was hi-fi, Orkut, then Facebook, and then Twitter, and then Instagram, so on and so forth. So at that point of time, I was learning before any of my peers were into digital advertising while I was studying because I was interning alongside. And I picked up a lot of knowledge about digital advertising. At no point did I want to become a VJ. At no point did I want to be hosting shows. Yeah, some point I felt like, yeah, I want to be an actor. I'll be famous and all. But I was like, yeah, look at my face. So not like conventional. So not like a commercial face, which you could see in like a Saas Bahu show. This face is not, I mean, very Indian. I don't even know what this sounds like considering I can't see anyone. I sound absurd saying this to myself right now. So yeah, I was like, yeah, acting is not gonna happen, so screw that. But what I did land up doing is I pursued advertising. I got into a job at an advertising agency called Quasar, which is now a part of Group M, and I became their lead and only creative at a very young age. And being the only creative, that was almost a startup agency at that point of time. I landed up learning a lot on the job. I used to be the face to pitch our agency to a new business saying, these are the things that we can do for you. Did that for about 2 years, learned a lot, but then I felt like I was missing something. I wanted to do something. So while I was doing that, I also used to go teach advertising in college, the same college that I did my diploma from, because I was like, the next generation that comes out, I want them to know what digital advertising is. I want them to be ready and make most of the opportunity that exists outside right now. So I would go to college every Saturday, teach for 3 hours over there, the advertising batches. I would show them case studies and all of that. And this is while I was doing my job. 2 years went by, and one of my students was interning at MTV in the digital team. And he suggested my name over there, and they called me for an interview. And I went for the interview, and boom, I just got the job. I was a producer for web branded content, and it's not something that I had planned. I mean, I thought I was doing advertising, I thought I was doing um, like Facebook pages and stuff, but I landed up at MTV and I was making video content for the platform of the internet on social media. Like MTV, like, yeah, there is TV in its name, but like this is about 9, 10 years back, when, like, right now video is such a prevalent part of our lives. It's like essential. Like, you open your phone, you see a video, it's not a normal thing. 10 years back, that was not the case. Your phones couldn't even play video like this smooth. Like, the new galaxies has just about started coming in. Android had just started becoming a thing. The iPhone and Android war was just about starting. And we didn't have 4G. We had like edge to 3G almost. So things were slow on the internet. But at that point of time, 10 years back, is when this guy at MTV called Eka like went forward, who was my boss, and he was like, dude, you know what? We need to do branded content. And we can say that we are MTV and we understand video and we are bringing it to mobile phones and on laptops at that point of time. Most brands were a little like, what is this new thing? I mean, tell us a TV property that we can sponsor, or tell us how we can be on that. So we had to find a solution, and the solution we came up with was that we gave them properties on the web at a lower cost than what it would go on TV, and then we added a little more money and then said that, you know what, a part of the show will also go on TV. So that was like an added incentive, like, oh, I'm getting a new property and it's going to be on TV and on the web. And we had a very strong social media presence on the internet as MTV. So we got a few like big ass clients. We got Tata, we got Durex, we had Seat, we had a whole bunch of like clients over there. And shit just picked up one after the other. It was 6 years of madness at MTV. I started as like a producer. By the end of it, I mean, forget the end of it. I mean, I quit MTV in 2017, and at that time, I was the head of branded content. The same thing that I started in the beginning with Eka at that point of time, and the whole team which made it possible. But what also happened alongside is that a year or so into my job, there used to be a lot of small budget shoots that used to happen, like just random films that we used to do at MTV, and ads for other brands which weren't, we didn't have a very high budget. That's where some of the producers who were in charge of the honor stuff, they started asking me like if I wanted to just stand in for this 2 second role, just go in and fill up this space. And I did a couple of them. I mean, I was like, okay, this is fun. And once that Kira, like where you see yourself and you're like, okay, yeah, this doesn't look that bad, hits you, you're like, why not? I want to do more of this. And this is where my VJ story, or the VJ career part of it, actually begins. This is when I was, I think this was about, I'm not sure the year, but there was a interview show, Bollywood interview show that we used to do at MTV with an RJ. And that day he was supposed to interview Deepika Padukone and Arjun Kapoor. And he couldn't make it because he had a live show that he had to host on radio. So he called me to tell me because the producer who was handling the job couldn't be there. He was on leave or something. So he called me to tell me. And when he told me that, I was like, okay, cool, I'll let Eka know. But when I went up to Eka, for some reason, I went up to him and I was like, you know what? So he can't make it for the interview, but what I can do is why not I go and interview them? This came out of nowhere. I've never interviewed a Bollywood celebrity or any of that sort. And he was like, what is wrong with you? Why? And I was like, I mean, why not? To which he asked me if I had work, like work to do. Now, it's a very tricky thing. When your boss asks you if you have work to do, you can either say yes, and then he'll say, then go do it. Or you can say no, and then he'll be like, okay, I'll give you some. So it's a very tricky part to walk. So I said, yes, I do, but I can manage it. And he's like, okay, go, just don't fuck it up. Like, make sure that Arjun and Deepika don't refuse to ever come on MTV again because you take such a bad interview. And I was like, no pressure. The shoot was in 2 hours. I had no idea about what was going on and what was not. So I did my little research, whatever I could do. And I went for the interview completely nervous, chittering and chattering like a little teenager. And I interviewed them. It was a very let's just say I made a couple of mistakes which became jokes and which was easy like to be a little funny bullied thing. It was unintentionally funny, but it came out as cute. So kind of worked out and the interview went pretty decently well. I mean, I was red in my face by the end of it because I was like blushing nonstop, like Deepika Padukone's touching my hair, Arjun Kapoor's trying to take my case. And I'm just asking awkward as hell questions. That interview is still on YouTube if you like feel like going and checking out my first ever awkward interview. It was still watching that video gives me sweaty palms because it reminds me of what I felt at that time. And I was like, I am screwing this up. Ain't I am screwing this. I'm making a fool of myself. What was that question that I just asked? But yeah, I just went ahead and did that. It kind of worked out. And then when somehow that became a show, it became a show called MTV Insider where I would go and interview Bollywood celebrities and I would be this guy who doesn't know jack about Bollywood, who somewhat knows little bit, but more or less is just clueless. And my first ever interview after the show actually became an official MTV Insider was Salman Khan. And petrified, petrified. And this is while I'm working. So I started doing a dual job thing. I was still handling branded content and doing producing and conceptualizing on that. And at the same time, I was also VJing certain shows because why not? So yeah, first interview Salman Khan, and first interview officially Salman Khan, and I'm shitting bricks. Okay, it was Eid, and I was supposed to interview him for Bajrangi Bhaijaan when it was releasing, and it's at Mehboob Studio in Bandra. You're waiting, and he's late by a couple of hours. Usual in interviews because they all have so much packed into their schedule that they try and fit in as much as possible. So that causes delays. I mean, it's going to happen. So that happened, and I did the interview. And oh, that's my cat, by the way. Say hello to Yoda. He's just walking by, so I said, like, this is also a celebrity. Hi, Yoda. Say hi. Hi. Yes. So, Salman Khan interviewed him. It began in a very absurd note. Again, this interview is also on YouTube. If you go search Salman Khan Bajrangi Bhaijaan MTV Insider Afro Baba, you'll find it. It starts off with me saying like hi, and there was a little inside joke. Okay, my Hindi is horrible. Okay, I mean Hindi में बात कर लेता हूँ, but like टूटा फूटा types. You might be laughing at this point of time. I'm gonna imagine that. So my boss had told me, okay, fine, I'll let you do this, but you have to do this show in Hindi. I'm like, okay, I will try because MTV is a Hindi channel, right? So I sit and I'm like, I start talking to Salman Khan and I'm like, you know what? We can do this in Hindi, or तो हिंदी में भी कर सकते हैं. And he's like, हिंदी में भी कर सकते हैं मतलब? I'm like, I'm a Bawa, so just in case, just the fact that I said that I'm a Baba, he burst out laughing. Like he couldn't imagine this face, this hair, and all of that. Bye, Yoda. To be a Baba. So he just goes like, he's like hysterically laughing. He's forgotten the point of the whole interview and the fact that I said Hindi. He's just laughing. He's like, this guy's ke andar to Baba nikla. That's the icebreaker. It started with the whole fact that why did MTV hire you? Did MTV come to you? Did you come to them? It's because of the hair. No, and just the interview took a tangent of its own, and then we finally came back to Bajrangi Bhaijaan. But it was cool, and that just set a trend for the other interviews that had to come into place after. And I mean, rest is history. MTV Insider went on to run for 3 seasons. It, in fact, even got a sponsor. OnePlus sponsored it for 2 seasons, so it has become OnePlus MTV Insider. Met a lot of celebrities, met a lot of these actors and actresses and directors. They were all really nice. But Bollywood wasn't my goal. I wanted to do like adventure. I wanted to do more things. So one of the things that I wanted to really, really do was skydiving. And I never wanted to jump with someone on my back doing everything, and I'm just didn't want to do that. So I was like, I'll only go skydiving when I get certified to jump alone. I don't want to do it till then. And as luck would have it, 2016 or something, a friend finds out about a skydiving school, and he's like, "This is how much it costs, and you have to go there for a week. You are on ground, you learn for some time, and then you jump by yourself." I'm like, okay, this sounds like a great idea. Like, let's do it. But it costs money, lots of money. And I was at no chance in a space to be able to afford that kind of money, and neither did I want to ask my dad to give me that kind of money. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this opportunity. I've been doing branded content like for MTV. So at a fraction of that cost, I could offer something like that on my own personal social media thing. At that time, it was only Facebook. And I just wrote an email to the OnePlus marketing team saying, I have this idea in mind and I want to jump out of an airplane with your phone. Would you like to sponsor it? And this is when OnePlus 3 had launched. I'm talking about that long back. We're right now at OnePlus 8. So a couple of years back, right? To my surprise, they said, okay, how do you want to do this? And couple of emails exchanged, the month goes by and the deal is finalized. They have agreed to sponsor my trip to France to learn skydiving and jump out of planes in exchange of me making vlogs using their phone and documenting the whole journey. I mean, did not plan. I just hit a like I this was like playing Uno. Suddenly, out of nowhere, draw four came in, and I just won big time. And that's it. I was, before you know it, in France. Taken a flight to Paris. I'd gone by myself. New phone in hand, the OnePlus 3 at that point of time, 3T actually, and even that was an experience by itself, right? Especially when you're traveling alone. Firstly, though, I was extremely sick. Literally 2 days before the flight. In fact, the same day before the flight, I had like massive problems with my stomach. So as a result of which, um, I had to be hospitalized literally a day before my flight because my body wasn't retaining any liquid or moisture or any of that. And my whole trip was hanging mid-air because it all depended on the report that came in and the doctor saying if I was allowed to go or not. Day of the flight, my dad's been telling me like cancel the ticket, it's okay, screw it, you can go later. But I was like, no, I've come this close to a dream. I'm not just gonna give up because I'm hospitalized. I mean, ideally you should, but the doctor, the report came, the doctor said, cool, go, but these are the medications, these are the precautions that you need to take, blah, 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 etc. And I mean, 4 hours before my flight, I'm at home packing. 4 hours before my flight. Like, imagine the kind of pressure. But I work best under last minute pressure. That's just something that works best. So yeah, I'm on a flight, planned up in Paris. Everything's awesome, except that I remember or realize once I've changed that I forgot to carry my belt and my pants are slipping. I was wearing tracks, so I didn't realize at that point of time. So the first thing I do in Paris is look for a belt. That's the most absurd thing. I had to land up in Paris, and even before seeing the Eiffel Tower, I had to go search for a belt to hold my pants in place. Hmm. Hmm. Well, so that happened, and the again, I'm imagining people chuckling a little bit and being like, "This guy's weird. He's talking about his pants falling down on no college this thing." But sure. Um, Moving on to the fact that the skydiving school was in Mimizan, which is a town south of France, and it's not accessible by flight, so you have to take a train there. So I spent a weekend in Paris, then took a train to Bordeaux, a TGV, the fastest train, and then was the fastest train, I think. Anyways, it took a TGV, went to Bordeaux. Bordeaux took another local train, their local train, which is kind of better than our local train, much better. Took it to Mimizan, land up in Mimizan, and I realized that Mimizan as a town is so small, they don't have cabs. And the flying school, or I mean, the skydiving school is at least 10 kilometers away. And I wasn't able to get through my instructor who was supposed to be at the school because he was flying. He was skydiving. My train reached earlier than time. That also happened somewhere. I mean, not in India, but it happens there where the train reaches before time. So I was kind of stuck at the train station, and I asked the ticket attendants over there, and it was a really small station, like one platform here, one platform there, and a small office here. Like, it was not a big town. And train the assistant over there or whatever said that if you want to call a cab, it's 80 euros for it to come, and then whatever the fare, and that's a lot of money. I was on a budget trip. So a guy, a French dude, just walks up to me and he's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Nothing. I'm just figuring a way to get to where I have to." And I'm like, "What are you up to?" He's like, "I came to drop a friend. We were here for a wedding, and she's going. So now I'm gonna go back into town. Do you need a lift?" I was like, "Random dude, never met, strange country, no communication. What could possibly go wrong?" I said yes. And I made a friend. I mean, he could speak a little English. I could understand a little French. And we made a friend. He got out of his way to drop me to the flying school. And he's still a friend on Facebook. And I mean, I was safe. So I took a chance over there again. And it was like, I mean, most of my life has been like life posing a question and me saying, why not? So I've always said, why not? And moved on ahead further again. Uh, After that happened, the skydiving school, I was extremely overwhelmed because once I went there, there's like small airplanes hanging right there, like you're chilling next to it, and there is like these canopies and parachutes all around. This beautiful open field where this hangar is in. The sun is setting. It was like perfectly cinematic. And but then I realized that next day is when I actually go up, and I was starting to get very, very scared. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? Um, Next day, you do a medical assessment. I got an okay. My health was doing fine. Clearly, getting out of India immediately helped me recover. And when it came to the training, I realized that there were like 5, 6 others with me who were also doing the same course. And this was also their day one. But the main key differentiator is that they could understand French and I couldn't. And the instructor's native language was also French. So he would be talking, and then he would be talking to them for 5, 10 minutes, and he would talk to me for like 10 seconds in like snap, 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 snap English. And he'd be like, wait. It's like, wait, wait. I mean, I was scared. I was understanding. I guess I understand that when you're talking in your local language, you'll be able to say a lot more and you might make references and all. which when you speak in another language, which is a little foreign to you, you will try and stick to the point. So I was like, okay, fine. Even if he's giving me short instructions, they're to the point instructions. So I was like, okay, can do. And the next thing, 4 5 hours later of all the on ground training, whatever I could pick up, I'm in an airplane with about 10 other people. And these skydiving airplanes, if any of you have been skydiving, is like a local train compartment in India. There are no seats, everyone's sitting on the floor. And it's this little plane which goes, it goes up like that. And it takes about 10 odd minutes to reach the top. And then they're initially, when you're going up itself, they start deciding who's going first, second, and so on and so forth. And generally the beginners are the ones that go in last, like they fall last because they get the higher altitude, that if they make any mistakes, maybe. So I realized that my first jump was actually going to be alone. Like 2 instructors were going to jump with me, but they're not attached to me in any way. So if I screw up, I screw up. I've screwed up, like life. So needless to say, I was very nervous. The airplane door opens and this gush of cold wind hits you, and you're like, oh shit, everything just got very, very real. And one by one, people start dropping out like flies, and people are jumping out excitedly and they're doing somersaults. And I'm like, what is wrong with these guys? Why are they doing this? When I look at myself, I'm wearing this. I'm like, why am I doing this? What is going on? But then finally, comes my turn, and my instructors take me to the edge. I'm in half a mind to tell them, you know what, the plane's anyways gonna go down. Let's just go down with it. Why are we jumping? It doesn't make sense. Like, we're not supposed to fly. We're not supposed to jump. Why are we doing this? Like, full existentialism is going on at this point of time. But I'm like, you know what? I looked outside, and there's like a 600 kilometers beach. The sun is setting. There's nice cool breeze. I'm like, this is a beautiful cinematic end if it has to be of sorts. So I was like, yeah, why not? Might as well. Like, let's what's the worst, right? I mean, you go splat. Okay. I mean, come this far, spend this much money. Might as well enjoy what it's like to feel like what it's like to fall out of an airplane. Correction, not fall. Jump out of an airplane. So I jumped, and these 2 instructors jumped with me. All the instructions that they had given, everything was out of the window. All I could see was ground, beach, and I was just like, there's this big ass grin on my face. I was ecstatic. I was like, this is gorgeous. You're falling down at like 200 kilometers an hour. Everything's moving so fast, but yet it feels like it's slow. It's just like chilling in the air. But it didn't look that graceful. My hands were like that because I couldn't really get my form right the first time. I forgot to open the canopy. My instructor had to come give me Tupley and then open that. You can see all of those vlogs are also on my YouTube. Um, Finally it opens and it like jokes up, and then you finally like come down. I survived, and then I did it another 11 times. I got my license. I jumped out of the airplane 12 times. And it was a lot of fun. I mean, I want to do it again. I'm probably waiting for someone else to sponsor me again because it's expensive. And yeah, that was skydiving. But then I realized that was the important part of this is I realized that I could do branded content on my own, and brands might just invest in me. So I was like, okay, that's a little boost of confidence. But I was still not able to leave the safety net of having a job, of having MTV. So I stuck around till about 2017 is when I could really not like do both together, because I was doing a lot of shows at the same time. I was heading the team, and the team was looking at me for directions on what to do next for projects and ideas and stuff. And at the same time, I had to go shoot on weekends and stuff. And I was kind of struggling to keep up with both, and both of them were suffering. My job was definitely suffering, and so was my on-screen whatever bigger. So I had to make a choice. And here I had the financial stability and safety of having a job, and here I had the uncertainty of knowing whether or not this is going to work, whether I'm going to be able to continue this, whether it's going to work. So I took a chance. I was like, I'm not really enjoying sitting at work anymore. So I want to step out and see what I'm capable of. So I stepped out 2017, 2nd August, without any financial stability, safety guarantee nets, anything. I mean, I had some savings and stuff, so I worked on that. Dad helped a bit, mom helped a bit, initially. And then eventually I tried to dabble in everything from agency work to like trying to pitch a show and lots of things. Some stuff worked. Comic Con happened. I became the official VJ of sorts for Comic Con India. So I used to go around the country doing Comic Con events. That became a long-term association. So that was a good boost. Did a couple of shows with Facebook. TVF signed me on, and I became a talent for TVF. And I did another show with TVF called Heads or Tails, where I shot with Kunal Kapoor in Thailand, across Phuket, Bangkok, and Chiang Mai, eating food. And so yeah, this whole thing has been a twist of its own. Nothing is planned right now. As the pandemic hits or has hit us, I have no idea what the future holds. Like, I mean, we all know the economy is down. We all know that jobs are not as frequent, and as freelancer, without the kind of stability that you get with a job, that's also gone. So there is no scope of like certain people who are salaried are getting like at least a part of the salary, or some people are getting the salary but not the bonuses, and so on and so forth. But as a freelancer, you don't have a job, you don't have the financial stability. So I am there somewhere just trying to figure out what to do, and that kind of gets to you. And you don't know what the future holds. Like, I'm in half a mind sometimes, like I should probably just go take a job again because I'll be sorted. But then the other side is like, you know what, I should hang in there. This is a phase, everyone's going through shit. It's going to get better. Well, I mean, we are humans. We are optimistic by nature. We are hopeful by nature. Everything we do is hoping for a better future, is hoping for a better tomorrow, is hoping for a better salary, is hoping for a better life ahead, is hoping for a better, I don't know. I mean, you're always looking forward to something. And that's what we're doing right now, all of us. I mean, Earth is healing slowly. At the same time, it's getting screwed up. Um, we are in the most uncertain phase ever. I mean, like my dad said, like he's never seen something like this in his entire life, and he's been around twice as I have. Most of us haven't seen something like this before. So we've all got to get by and stick together, figure out what's going on. I had to keep myself busy because I was losing my mind staying at home. Um, so I came up with a show called Geek Out Weekly, where I bring geekly news, like news about movies and comics and superheroes and games, because those are the things that interest me, and I wanted to do something that interests me and maybe other people like it too. And I'm happy to say today is the 10th episode that's supposed to go live, which I'm technically editing right now. I'm late. I'm kind of lazy too, so I don't know. The episode might be out in a couple of hours by now. But because it's the 10th episode, I'm also doing a giveaway. I have one second. So in my journey till now, I've made a lot of relations and a lot of contacts with people and all of that. So one such example is these guys at Nerd Arena, who are these geeky fellow geeks who also celebrate superheroes and stuff. So I reached out to them saying, listen, it's my 10th episode. I want to celebrate it. So they gave me this little Thor that I'm going to give away to one person this week. And so I'm editing that, and like, not everything's bad. Things are good. People still value each other. People are nice. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. I mean, you guys should also watch my episode and participate. It's gonna come out later, but meanwhile, go to my Instagram and check it out and say hi. I mean, this sucks. I can't talk to any of you because I don't. I mean, I'm talking, but it's not really talking. It's just me throwing words at a screen. I don't know how many people are registering, not registering. But my Instagram, it's Siswadia. Hit me up there. If you want to ask me any questions, ask me right now. But let's wrap this up. I hope this was good. Faculty, anyone wants to take over right now? I am done looking at me for now.
Yeah, guys, if you can raise your hands, if you have any questions, I'll just unmute you.
And yes, please ask questions via video so I can see who I'm talking to, what the question is. I've not seen a single face here.
Guys, any questions? Yeah, I got Yash. I'll just unmute him. Yash, do you have?
You've spotlighted my video, so no one else is coming on.
Yeah, better. Yeah, can you see?
Right now, I don't see anyone.
I have cancelled the spotlight though.
Yeah, but it's the other person also has to. I mean, right now it's still on Mira. Whoever's talking will have to open their video and this thing also.
Yeah, he's on. Yash, can you talk?
Yeah. Hey,
Hi, Yash.
Xerxes.
What's up?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Yeah.
So I just watched your YouTube live like 2-3 days ago, and
The
it was
Avengers
the
beta.
Avengers one. Yeah. So like you were into video games, right? I've gone through your profile. Like, what do you think? Like, streaming on YouTube is more like about it. Is it about influencing or just for content?
Wow. Okay. Gaming and esports as a whole is one of the biggest booming industries right now, and I am rather a very late entrant to that. Which is why if you're watching my stream, you'll also see that there are like 3 or 4 people watching it at a time, which is nothing compared to the lakhs of people who probably watch a PewDiePie play online. Um,
Yeah.
you cannot take away the fact that it is definitely influencing, because you're influencing whether a game is good or whether a game is bad, what platform they play on, etc. But mostly it is a lot of content. It is a way of making something that you enjoy doing, a way of making money and making life. So, for example, The Last of Us 2, which was a game which released last month, um, it's a very divisive game. It like a bunch of people love it and a bunch of people hate it, because there is a certain story point which divides the entire universe into liking or disliking. But a lot of people, a lot of popular opinion is that they hate it. But what Sony did is they got on a bunch of influencers, got on a bunch of creators to talk about the game, as to the fact that please play the full game before judging it, because there were so many leaks from the story and stuff, which kind of spoiled the entire thing. Because I, for one, stayed away from the leaks as much as I could, and then I played the entire thing. And when that point happens, it really breaks you. But then slowly you realize what's going on. I mean, kind of understand it. But so creators are being used by gaming companies, by gaming hardware stuff for influencing. And at the same time, for example, you have super chat on YouTube streaming now, right? Like if you have a certain amount of numbers, your viewers who are watching can even send you money just to see you play. So
Yeah.
there are ways now on the internet where you can make money out of almost anything, and gaming has become one such thing where you don't only spend money on the games, but somewhere you can reach a point where you can even make money from it. But you can't take away the fact that on the internet, content is king, and gaming is a kind of content creation.
So, like, can you bring Yoda once? Like,
I
would love to see.
Yoda and Effie are running around in the house somewhere. One second.
Okay, guys, after this, we'll not be taking any more questions because we are running short on time. We need to finish the event. So, yeah.
Hi, Yoda and Effie.
Oh. Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, any more questions?
Xerxes, unfortunately, actually, we are running short of time. So, thank you so much. I mean, if anybody has questions, I will surely get them in touch with you and you can answer their questions later on. Yeah, I'll just open my video.
Can't see
Yeah,
anyone.
can you see me?
Nope.
Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for joining in, and I really enjoyed. I mean, I myself enjoyed a lot, and I really hope others did as well. And thank you so much. We could learn a lot, and hopefully, we can meet personally soon, and you can, talk a lot more about content creation soon. So thank you so much. And now I will hand over the mic to Yukta. Yeah.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
We have reached the end of the session. We have conducted anchor hunt and quiz competition. The winners are here with us. The winner of the Big Bang quiz is Jay Rana. The runner-up is Prerak Patel. Coming to the anchor hunt, the winner is Pritesh Kumar Mishra and the runner-up is Mahima Chaudhary. We congratulate the winners. Certificates and vouchers will be mailed to you soon this week. Now I would like to thank all the faculties for giving us this opportunity. I would also like to thank Tejal ma'am, Nilay sir, and Sandhya ma'am for being here with us throughout the session. Thank you. This is Yukta Mane signing off. Stay connected, stay safe. Bye.
1 second, 1 second. Excuse me. Excuse me. The participants, please, participants, please. If you want to share something, your experience, with Nagarjuna University's competition, please, you can share that experience, please. The winners, please.
Hello, and thank you so much, Navrachna University Journalism and Mass Communication faculty for organizing such event amid this pandemic. And it's indeed a great pleasure of being a part of this event and sharing my piece of short content, whichever I could make. And it's amazing to be updated currently with this pandemic and also making everybody aware about the content. So I feel like this is my second time I have participated in a Navrachna University Journalism and Mass Communication event. Previously, I participated in Parvaz and uh, there also I won. So I feel that yes, I'm having a good luck at Navrachna University. So thank you so much to all the faculties. And I remember Robbie sir, he handed over the trophy to me in Parvaz itself, and today also he's present. So thank you so much, and thank you so much, Navrachna University.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rudra, if you would like to go.
Yes, please. Jay, please.
Hello.
Yes, Jay.
Yes,
Jay,
Jay,
please.
go ahead.
All right. So yeah, I would also like to express my gratitude to Navrachna University for conducting this event in such tough times and taking this entire thing online. I had a word with the organizers yesterday also after the competition got over, and I am really glad that I could participate this year also. So I am currently pursuing my master's, and I have been participating in several schools of Navrachna University of different departments across the year. Since I was in school, I did my bachelor's at MSU, so I represented MSU at the competitions. Currently in my master's, so continuing my participation for one more year until I am not eligible to become a part of this. But yeah, it's always glad to see things coming up in Vadodara. I actually am also a freelancer, like Zasis was talking about a lot of things, and I actually feel that this is a good a good way to shift things online and experimenting with such technology, because some things are here to stay, and these technologies are providing a lot of benefit and a great platform for students to engage even when they are at their homes at themselves. So I conduct quizzes professionally, and I love seeing students of school contacting me that when can you conduct an online quiz and whatnot. So students are excited, and I'm glad to see that. So is my association with Navrachna University. I am always excited to be here. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Yes, Mahima Chaudhary. Mahima. Yes, please. Yes,
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes, Mahima.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me here in this ceremony. It was very great experience doing this anchoring hunt, And this was my first time because like I am recently now in second year, so like I love the experience. And yeah, I just want to thank all the coordinators, Yukta and Astha. I think they were very supportive. They supported me a lot. Like I contacted them a lot. So thank you guys.
Yeah. I think one more participant. Who is the other winner? Who is the other winner, please? Aguilar ji, one more winner is there, no?
Yeah, I don't think he is here. Prerak is here.
No. Okay. Then shall we conclude that? Yeah.
Yes.
Nilay sir, anything to comment?
Yes.
Yes.
No, thank you very much. I think it was a very nice session. I must congratulate all of you once again for organizing this and all the faculty of the BA Journalism and Mass Communication program, all the students also who've done it so enthusiastically. And I wish all of you all the very best. Please keep up this energy level throughout the year. Okay. So wish you all the best. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Aguilar.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us today. And thank you, Meera, and thank you, all the guests and everybody. Yeah, like we are signing off for now. Thank you. Bye. Take care, everyone. Be safe.
Bye.
Special thanks to Dinesh sir. Special thanks to Dinesh sir.
Yeah, thanks to Dinesh sir as well for continuously helping out in this online sessions.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
He was there yesterday also.
Yes, yesterday also he was there. Every time he was there, he's here with us. So